Thank you for organizing this. I appreciate the time everyone has taken to come, and I hope you enjoy this evening and it's worth your time. Without further ado, a language barrier. He had bad teeth. He didn't speak a word of English. And he was probably an illegal immigrant with a wife and kids in Mexico. Nazneen, with her perfect smile, knew a smattering of Spanish. And she was a citizen, having entered the country on a fiancé visa 15 years before. Even though her heart was free to roam, barrenness having banished her to divorcedom after a decade of marriage, Nazneen had no business feeling attracted to the man at the other end of the mirror. But chemistry is no business. It is a capricious god picking its victims at random. And today it had chosen to afflict this pair of strangers who were struggling to angle an unwieldy piece of furniture into a closet. "A bit that way, maybe?" she suggested, adding a set of gestures to aid her words. At the precise moment that she moved her right hand to indicate what she meant, Miguel slid his left across the walnut frame, and their fingers met. It was the lightest of touches, brief and accidental, but it generated a high-voltage current that coursed at lightning speed from Nazneen's hand through the rest of her body. Every cell bristled with a forgotten pleasure. Miguel's head was bent in concentration. A tiny muscle twitched in his jaw as he maneuvered the bulky mirror in the narrow hallway, biceps rippling with an unconscious ease that spiked their sex appeal as a dash of vodka will an Armand Palmer. He wasn't flexing his muscles to show off, like those beefcakes at the gym. He was simply doing the job he did every day, 7 days a week, for less than minimum wage. And because that job was manual labor, he didn't need to pump weights or work himself into a sweat upon the metal bars of some fitness machine. "There's a slight problem," she stated the obvious in a voice barely above a whisper. He'd have to have been deaf not to hear the desire it contained. Shaking her head so her ponytail hit her back with a soft swish, she translated herself ungrammatically. "Uno poquito problemo."
This question is regarding the title Pioneer Boulevard. Would you say there is a symbolic meaning to it as far as many of the female characters who are in a sense pioneers of a new land, a new situation that they find themselves in?
Yes, it's accurate. And I'm eternally grateful to whoever named the street Pioneer Boulevard, which ended up being Little India. And yes, there is a metaphorical sense, obviously, to it.
Did these kind of accumulate in your soul over a period of time, and then you began to write, or have you written for a long time?
Thank you. Actually, I wrote over the period of my master's degree, and in the end I had a portfolio. That's what I was working towards, actually. Yes.
After reading Crocodile Tears, I wondered if it ever occurred to you you might write a children's story, Crocodile Tears, and find an illustrator that that you like. It seemed like you left yourself open for that, and I just wondered in the back of my mind if that ever occurred to you.
It did not actually, but thank you for the idea. So I really enjoy listening to children's stories. I'm not sure that I would be able to do as good a job as they do.
Oh, I think you would.
Thank you.